Hey, what's up YouTube? Today I have two knives to show you. These are fairly short in blade length, yet these both have super steels. These are available at GearBest. I will include the links. They do ship worldwide, so all the overseas subscribers, you might want to check them out. Here is the first one. They're calling it a frame lock, but it's not really a frame lock. It's not a hard lock. The locking mechanism, it works more like a detent does. It will provide some resistance to closing, but I wouldn't call it a frame lock. So as you can see, it has that opening slot, and the blade is S35VN. The price on this, it's around $25. And the brand is Fura, which I had never heard of before. And honestly, I don't usually like small little knives like this too much, but it's all about the steel. If not for the steel on this, I would not have wanted one. The blade length on this is about 2 inches by my measure. Oh, and both of these have titanium handle scales. All right, now this one is a true frame lock. It's got that weird little structure to open it. Now this is M390 Steel, which is a super steel, and the blade length is it's slightly under 1 inch. This knife came surprisingly sharp for how short and just blocky and stubby it is. Check it out. Yeah, once it gets going. Once it gets going, it's a little scalpel. I was surprised. I was also surprised by this one in a bad way. I'm not fumbling that on purpose. Trust me, I have no reason to do that. They forgot to finish the edge on the knife I received. I really, this is going to be an honest review. Obviously, I have to show it how it came. I was shocked. I thought that this would be the much better slicer, and it probably would be if they had done the edge correctly. I was so surprised at the bad edge on this that I actually checked out other reviews of this same knife. I watched 3 or 4 other people's reviews on this exact same knife, and everyone else got a sharp edge. Alright, so if you order this, most likely yours will be done correctly. You might get unlucky like I did. And I have heard that little mark on there, I have heard that that is some knife makers, some custom knife makers' maker's mark that they copied. I thought it was the Fura logo, to be honest, but I've heard that it is not. Okay, Fura, you need to remove that immediately. That is unacceptable if that is someone else's mark. And if this is copied from someone, you need to pay them royalties. Alright, I've heard that it's similar or maybe even copied from some custom knife maker. You need to pay them royalties. Alright, just my opinion. Now, these are usually sold in countries where you can't even buy the original knife. There's just none even in that country. So I understand that, but you got to remove that mark. That is my advice to you. You will increase your sales if you stop doing shady stuff like that. Okay, enough said. Now, I did recently watch a video by Cutlery Lover on one of these, a knife by Fura, this same brand. And people were asking, do you think the super steels are real, or do you think it's like a lie, some other steel? I think they're real because why the heck would you have such small knives if you were going to lie about the steel? Why wouldn't you just make a full-size frame lock and sell it for $150. I mean, by choosing to make such small-size knives, clearly they're trying to conserve the steel. If it was just some cheap steel that they lied about, why wouldn't they make a freaking 3.5 or 4 inch blade? They could charge way more. So just for practical reasons, it probably is the steel because they're trying to conserve it and use very small amounts. Alright, final thoughts on these. I'm not really crazy about the one that they say is a frame lock, but it's really not a frame lock. They're selling these in countries that have restrictions on hard locks. So if you're in that situation, I guess it's a plus, but it's not a plus for me. As for the short and square kind of stubby blade, it's a little bit gimmicky. I mean, the steel was good. They really did a good job on the edge. I just, a pry bar blade on a folder, like what are they going for with that? Is it kind of just supposed to be like almost like a keychain size utility knife? All right, I could see that. I mean, there's a lot simpler ways to go if you wanted a utility knife, but I guess it's for people who are really, really, really into those super steels. All right, that's legit. There are a lot of steel snobs, both in a good way, meaning they know quality, and then there's people who love the steel but they don't max it out. So, who should buy these if anyone? Well, mainly people who live in countries where there's a length restriction, so you need very short blade lengths. And like I said, that one doesn't really have a hard lock, so if there's a lock restriction, maybe that too. And if you live in countries where you can't get the original knives because they don't sell them there, and if you want the super steels. Alright, so I will include the links. You can make your own decision. I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.